My name is Everett Krause, and I'll be reading Walking on the Waves by disciples Mark, Matthew, and John. This book is Read, Wonder, and Listen, and until it's from the words of Laura Allery and the pictures of Anna Shang, and also made by Woodlake Publishing. After the great picnic was over and everyone had gone home, Jesus needed time alone. So he told his disciples to sail on ahead and meet him on the other side of the Sea of Galilee. But they did not want to leave him. How would he catch up? Where would he find another boat to cross the sea in the dark? But Jesus insisted. When the disciples had sailed away, Jesus went up a hill to pray. He stayed there alone until dusk. Meanwhile, the disciples were not getting very far. The wind was strong, and they were sailing right into it. It seemed to take hours to make any headway at all. As darkness fell, they wondered if they should turn around and go back. They did not want to be caught in another storm, not without Jesus. All through the night they struggled against the wind. And the gray light just before dawn, when they were all bleary-eyed with exhaustion, they thought they saw Jesus walking among the waves. How could it be? Impossible. No living person can walk on water. The disciples clutched at each other in terror. Was it a ghost? Then, cutting through the wind, came a familiar voice. Have courage. Don't be afraid. It is you. Peter spoke first, as often did. If it really is you, Jesus, he blurted, command me to come to you on the water. What was Peter thinking? Was he testing Jesus or himself? Did he hesitate before he stood up in the boat? He tucked his robe through his belt and climbed over the edge of the hull. Peter took one step, then another. His eyes were fixed on Jesus. But then he began to think, how was this possible? Water could not hold him up. Why had he been so foolish? Whatever made him think he could do this impossible thing? Then Peter began to sink. Down, down he sank, till the waves closed over his head. He fought his way to the surface, and with the hit of breath he still had, he cried out for help. Lord, save me! Jesus stretched out his hand and caught Peter by the wrist. Before he knew what was happening, Peter found himself back on the boat, shaking and gasping for air. Jesus was there with him. Why did you doubt? Jesus asked gently. The truth is, Peter, it will always be this way. If you lose faith, you will sink. But if you trust me, you will do things you thought were impossible. Peter could not imagine what those things might be, but he never forgot what it felt like to take that step or two on the waves.